Hello and welcome to Sarcastic Reviews. Today we're going to be talking about some casting news that was just released for a couple of different movies, different blockbusters coming up. First, there's Josh Brolin, who's been cast as the role of Cable in Deadpool 2, which was a bit of a surprise considering that he's already Thanos in the Marvel Universe for Disney Studios, so that was interesting. So now he's going to be playing Marvel characters for both Fox and Disney, which it's been done before. Chris Evans did it with Fantastic Four for Fox and now Captain America for Disney, but that was before. Those weren't at the same time. He did one and then he did the other. This will be at the same time. Josh Brolin will be playing Cable at the same time he's going to be playing Thanos. So it should be interesting. I mean, as Thanos, he's under all that makeup. You can't even tell it's him. His voice is even altered to the point where you can't tell it's him from that either. So it's interesting. And then you see there's a list of people who didn't get the job. Like Brad Pitt, Russell Crowe, John Hamm, and I can see them losing that. Like either one of those, maybe Russell Crowe could have pulled it off, but he hasn't been hitting a winning streak very lately, so I can see why they wouldn't put him in there. Ron Perlman would have been interesting because he really fits the role. I just think his age, he's getting to that point where he can't do it anymore. You know, like the physical roles, and Cable is a physical character. He's not just a straight man for Deadpool. He's also involved in a lot of what the roles of the heroes. So it should be interesting. We'll have to see what happens. It's a good choice for one. I mean, Josh Brolin is a great actor, and he can play the straight man good. And they mentioned down here the Gangster Squad, and it's almost kind of a similar role. Like obviously not quite, but being the leader of a group and fighting against some big bad, but also having that temper and not putting up with anybody breaking the law. So that should be interesting. It's also noted that he has signed for 4. I know they're already working on the Deadpool 3. Like it's in development. They're already talking about the plot and things like that. They're going to be having an X Factor movie, which is kind of an X-Men offshoot. So Cable and Deadpool will both be in that. We'll have to wait and see what happens with that. But it's good that they finally cast it so they could start making the thing, which would be nice. But it's just interesting that he's already in the role of Thanos. And who knows how long that's going to be, especially because with Infinity War coming up, he should be playing a much larger role. So you have Fox and Marvel Studios both with the rights to these characters, and with Josh Brolin signed, and hopefully they don't get into any kind of dispute as far as like scheduling and things like that are happening. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. And then you can see the picture here. Yeah, if you give him some white hair and a scar, he would look the part. I mean, it's more along the lines of, but there's so many other people that could look the part. Like I also heard that Nathan Fillion was one of the actors considered for the role, which would be interesting because he knows Ryan Reynolds from Two Guys, a Girl, and a Pizza Place, so that would have been fun to see. Although Nathan Fillion playing the straight man to Ryan Reynolds is, well, actually that would be a lot like Two Guys, a Girl, and a Pizza Place too. but you don't really see it anymore, as Nathan Fillion is a pretty funny guy. Pierce Brosnan, again, one of those guys that's just, he might be good for one movie, but for a 4-movie deal, it might be a little too long, and he's getting up there in age. And the other casting news is Jude Law has been cast to play young Dumbledore in Fantastic Beasts sequel, which I don't think has been named yet. And that should be interesting too. It talks about some of the guys who have been contacted, like you see Christian Bale, Benedict Cumberbatch, Mark Strong, even Jared Harris, who's Richard Harris's son. Richard Harris played Dumbledore in the first 2 movies, I believe, maybe 3. So that would have been interesting, but they don't really look alike. And also I think Jared Harris is probably too old to be playing a young Dumbledore. Same with Mark Strong. He's an older character. Benedict Cumberbatch, maybe, but I think they picked correctly with Jude Law. Like, I'm not sure his exact age, but he looks like he could play the role, and depending on what kind of interaction he has, like with Johnny Depp, that could be interesting. 2 great actors going back and forth. And Eddie Redmayne is in this as well. It's also directed by the same director, so I wasn't a big fan of Fantastic Beasts. I thought it was funny, but there was very little characters in it. So we'll have to see what happens with the next movie. Hopefully it'll be better. But yeah, I think Jude Law can knock it out of the park. So that's everything for today.
Coinage. Life.
We'll have to see if there's any more news, but that's a couple of big casting changes or decisions made. So we'll keep you up to date. If you like the video, like, share, subscribe, or all of the above. Thank you and have a good day.